Bosh homiy Coach Construction.
Doktor Biedermann, welcome to Uzbekistan. İkinchi son jurnalimizning ilk mehmoni Jahon Alyansi markazi Alyansi boshqaruv direktori Doktor Yohen Biedermann bo'ladi. Bugun O'zbekistonda prezidentimizning tashabbuslari bilan Toshkent Xalqaro moliya markazi tashkil etilmoqda.
If we do it for Europe, why don't we do it for the whole world?
Bu global platforma qanday imkoniyatlarga ega?
This is a cluster of the financial industry which has a tendency, like many industries, to come together in one place.
Bu xalqaro moliya markazlari o'rtasida ham raqobat vujudga kelishi mumkinmi?
As long as we have money, there are also something like financial centers.
O'zbekistonga yana biz xalqaro investorlarni jalb qilish uchun nimalarga e'tibor berishimiz kerak?
So investors are there to make money. They want to make money. They want to be profitable. Cooperation partners, other financial centers would help those companies who need global services.
Thank you for interesting conversation.
Very nice.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Bugungi intervyuyimizni BNB Trade Group kompaniyasi tomonidan ishlab chiqarilayotgan zafaron choyini ichib, yaxshi kayfiyat bilan boshlaymiz. Abu Ali bin Sinoning tibb qonunlarida bu shifobaxsh o'simlikni nafaqat kayfiyatni ko'taradigan, balki sog'liqni tiklaydigan, immunitetni mustahkamlaydigan va shu kabi 100 dan ortiq kasalliklarga davo deya topilgan. Assalomu alaykum aziz do'stlar, hurmatli kuzatuvchilar. Xabaringiz bor, Bright Uzbekistan xalqaro jurnalining ilk soni nashrdan chiqib, o'z o'quvchilariga yetkazilmoqda. Shu o'rinda jurnalning ikkinchi soniga start berganimizni ham ma'lum qilamiz va ikkinchi son jurnalimizning ilk mehmoni Jahon Xalqaro moliya markazi Alyansi boshqaruv direktori Doktor Yohen Biedermann bo'ladilar. Ularning tashrifi bejiz emas. Kuni kecha reportajlarimizda xabar berganimizdek, yurtimizda Toshkent Xalqaro moliya markazini tashkil etish bo'yicha bir qator mutaxassislar bilan sessiyalar bo'lib o'tdi. Bugun biz Doktor Biedermann bilan xalqaro moliya markazlarining faoliyati va har bir davlatda tashkil etilsa, ularning foydasi haqida suhbatlashamiz. Doktor Biedermann, welcome to Uzbekistan.
Thank you very much.
Keling siz bilan bir kunlik O'zbekistonga ijodiy safaringizda ayni yangi O'zbekiston haqida taassurotlaringizni bilsak.
In fact, it's my first trip to Uzbekistan. It's a little bit a pity that I haven't been here yet. I had many trips to Central Asia in the recent years, and in general to many Asian countries. We have members from our World Alliance here in the region, but this time is really my first trip to Uzbekistan. I'm here for one day, but I've seen a lot of extraordinary things. Of course, it's wonderful to be here. Hospitality is great. I've seen a lot of young people. I've seen a lot of construction and happiness here. And you can sense, that the development is going on, which lead to something great here in the country.
Mana bugun O'zbekistonda prezidentimizning tashabbuslari bilan Toshkent Xalqaro moliya markazi tashkil etilmoqda. Keling, bugun suhbatimizni faoliyatingizdan kelib chiqqan holda xalqaro moliya markazlarining faoliyati haqida suhbatlashsak.
First of all, financial center, let me explain. This is a physical industry cluster. This is a cluster of the financial industry which has a tendency, like many industries, to come together in one place. Normally you will see financial centers worldwide where the high rises are. You find many banks, central banks, regulatory authorities, investment firms, and so on. They all meet in one place because this proximity, sitting together, allows the easy flow of information between the different participants, and they need this. Now, of course, we are changing. We are living in changing times. More and more things happen digitally. We have experienced a pandemic where it was not so easy to meet in office and meet the person. A lot of things in that sense worked via video conference and so on. Nevertheless, in my opinion, there will be still a need to have a physical meeting place, whether this is the center of a city or a specific financial center. So this is the role of the financial center, having a meeting place on one hand for the professionals in the financial industry, but of course there's also a very important economic function. So the whole financial industry, you know, they are there for financing the economy. So means providing capital, providing loans, offer opportunities for saving, for pension saving, and so on and so forth, right? So this is an economic function of the financial industry and of a financial center as a whole. And how this is realized, of course, this differs a lot. You know, you see traditional financial centers who have developed over centuries. You see financial centers created by government intentionally as a project. Like this is the idea here in Tashkent. So different kinds of financial centers with different needs, but the overall idea is having a physical cluster of the financial professionals serving the economy.
Ma'lumki 2018-yil Bryussel shahrida xalqaro moliya markazlarini birlashtirib turadigan Xalqaro moliya markazlarining Jahon Alyansi tashkil etilgan. Aytingchi, bu global platforma qanday imkoniyatlarga ega?
First of all, it's important to recognize, because many people talk about financial centers, they compete with each other. There's a lot of cooperation between financial centers. This is necessary because if you think of a bank can set up branches or subsidiaries in other countries. But a financial center, you cannot move to another country, right? So you cannot move and set up something in Tokyo or in Hong Kong or in London. So you need cooperation partners, other financial centers would help those companies who need global services, right? If there's a local company, also have business, let's say in Japan, you need to help on both sides. They have financial services, they require financial services here and in Japan. So this is important because financial service centers serving companies, that they also need to cooperate to be able to do so globally. To explain the World Alliance, we need to briefly go back to 2006. In 2006, European financial centers decided to form a roundtable, and they met almost every year, in some years even 2 times. This was not in a very formalized way, but they met to discuss the problems of the European financial centers, regulatory issues, EU legislation in the European Union coming up, and what is their position, and so on and so forth. So, and then in the year 2016, 2017, they discussed again. And to make this a little bit more formal, because before always one had to invite the others and so on, there was the idea, why don't we set up a small, lean entity to organize the things for us, to coordinate that we are invited and so on. And then the second thought was, if we do it for Europe, why don't we do it for the whole world? And this was the idea, the birth of the World Alliance of International Financial Centers. We found then 11 founding members, 11 financial centers who decided we want to do it. And in 2018, we went to a notary in Brussels and created the World Alliance of International Financial Centers. And from that 11 financial centers who started, now we have grown to 26, 19 members and 7 observers. They all collaborate. And these are financial centers across 4 continents. These are financial centers which include the largest one, like London, Hong Kong, Tokyo, New York, and the likes, but also small, aspiring financial centers in emerging markets. Let me name, for instance, our 3 African financial centers, which is Casablanca, which is Kigali, which is Mauritius. They want to grow big, they want to better help to finance their economy. These are important projects for those countries, so they are in the same way members, and we help them to exchange best practices, we run projects together, and most important, we jointly promote the vital role of financial centers in financing the economy.
Mana Jahon Alyansi haqida qisqacha bir ma'lumot oldik. Endi aytingchi, Jahon Alyansining funksiyalari nimalardan iborat va moliya markazlari ayni davlatlarda xalqaro moliya markazlari bor davlatlarda Jahon Alyansiga a'zo bo'lish uchun nima qilish kerak va ayni Jahon Alyansi bu davlatlarga, ya'ni xalqaro moliya markazlari bor davlatlarga nima yordam bera oladi? Shular haqida ham to'xtalib o'tsangiz.
First of all, we focus on the topics where financial center do not face much competition but can cooperate. Topics like sustainable finance, topics like fintechs. These are the startups using financial technology to provide financial service in a much better way, for instance on our smartphones. But also, I mentioned before, projects focus on the financing role of the financial centers, in particular helping small and medium-sized enterprises finding new ways of financing beyond bank finance. These are our core activities, and we have project teams, and the financial centers work together in producing ideas, exchanging best practices, because ideas which work in one place maybe might also work in the other place. The last 2 years, however, we had to deal a lot with the pandemic. We discussed very intensively how financial centers first can help to mitigate the impact of the pandemic, and second also how to prepare for the economic recovery. For these topics which I've mentioned, but also regulatory issues and so on. Two more things are very important for us, and this is a focus for this year. One is, for the first time, we have started our Young Academic Award. This award is an award competition for young researchers in finance and economy. And researchers under 35 we have invited to send us their papers on topics which are relevant for financial centers, and we will have some prize money for the 3 winners. We have a renowned jury which will select the winners, and we will welcome them at our annual general meeting in Casablanca in October, where they can present their papers in front of the CEOs of the leading financial centers. The other topic, and this is also highly relevant here in Tashkent, we think about the future of financial centers. We think about how financial centers probably will look like in 2030 and how they have to look like in 2030. So we think about all the modern topics, new technology coming in, topics like artificial intelligence in finance, metaverse, blockchain, digital assets, central bank digital currencies, maybe a digital sum, all these kind of topics. And we have just released a white paper on this, which you can download on our website, giving also the historical context of financial centers, but looking in the future how financial centers might look like. Definitely they will be green. They will be more customer-centric, they will be smart, for instance, by using artificial intelligence, they will be innovative and more inclusive. So these are some of the topics we will address. You have asked what are the advantages for our members. First of all, our members run projects together and they learn from each other. But you can also consider us as a big family, right? So you invite each other, they invite each other to their conferences, they help each other when delegations going back and forth. You have a group of friends you can call and they will help you. Whether small or big, they are there to help, right? So, and your third question was how to become a member. We are a non-profit association. The highest authority in our association is a general meeting, so the member meeting, and they will vote on any new member application. We have a formal application process. You need to apply, you need to explain what you're doing as a financial center, and then our members will have a vote whether you're admitted as a member. For our member, it's most important that a new financial center joining is fit and proper, because all our members, they care about their reputation, right? So fit and proper is very important, but you should also have economic substance. There should be an economy behind. You want to develop, you want to learn, and you want to follow our rules and mingle with the other financial centers. So this is a way how to become a member, but we understand that maybe some financial centers need time to join. We also have an observer role where you can follow us and work with us without any legal requirements. And then when you're ready, you can become a member or you can apply for membership. So we have different steps, and we are looking forward to see representatives from here from Tashkent joining our meetings and maybe ultimately being admitted as members in our association.
Okay, thank you. Doktor Biederman, bilamizki, Xalqaro moliya markazlari bu yosh, yangi tashkilot hisoblanmaydi. Aytingchi, bu tashkilotlarni eng birinchisi, ilk tashkilot Xalqaro moliya markazi qaysi davlatda tashkil topgan va ayni bu davlatni bugungi holati qanday? Shu haqida ham to'xtalib o'tsangiz.
Financial centers, of course, are not a new invention, right? So as long as we have money, they are also something like financial centers. Okay, in former times, maybe they were called differently, but if you have money, if you do trading, right? So you want to also have an opportunity to save money, you want an opportunity maybe to lend money, right? So, we living in areas here in Central Asia because of the ancient Silk Road, but also in Europe, which historically consisted of a lot of small kingdoms in times where different money meet each other, right? So different kinds of money or different kinds of commodities. So there was a need to fix prices at marketplaces, exchange money, and so on. So these were, let's say, the first usage of money, and also the birthplace of financial centers, because then it's important to have a physical place, you know, where traders meet and can exchange money or can exchange their goods. I could say in a way marketplaces, right? So for trading hubs, they were the first financial centers. Like here in Uzbekistan, places like Samarkand or Bushahara, you know, former ancient marketplaces, there people meet, the traders meet, and there was a need to deal with money or deal with commodities, even having bonds or all kinds of stuff. Of course, nowadays financial centers look totally different. As I said at the beginning, they are now more digital. A lot of financial services which were very, very complicated or not available at all, they are now on our smartphone, and you just need one click to transfer money from here to Australia and back and forth. So of course a lot has happened. And while probably the trading in ancient times took minutes or maybe even hours, drink some tea and discuss and so on, now many financial operations, they work in microseconds. You know, look at the young people, you know, they're used from social media, from other applications. They press a button and then it's done, right? So, and then you have it. You click on a video and it will play automatically. So we are living in a world where everybody accepts everything happening in real time. You don't want to start a money transfer and then you have to wait 24 hours until the money arrives. You want to see the money arriving in real time. So we have new requirements, much more technology, much smarter. And the other big trend these days is, of course, sustainable finance, right? So we want to finance the energy transition. We want to reduce our CO2 footprint. And this is also where financial centers need to contribute, need to focus on it. So a lot of different requirements, but financial centers are changing all the time. It's not, they were steady for centuries, and now suddenly they're changing. They're changing all the times, changing to the technologies. When the first phone connections were very available, then traders suddenly could maybe have a phone call from San Francisco to New York and then inform about the latest market prices. You know, new technology always brings changes to financial markets and financial centers.
Thank you. Umumjahon moliyaviy markazlari indeksiga ko'ra, bugun butun dunyoda 120 dan ortiq xalqaro moliya markazlari mavjud ekan. Aytingchi, bu xalqaro moliya markazlari o'rtasida ham raqobat vujudga kelishi mumkinmi?
First of all, the Global Financial Center Index, which is calculated, evaluated by a British consulting firm called ZEN, It bases on reputation of financial centers. So there's a panel of international experts and they ask them what is the reputation of certain financial centers. So means if you want to go up in the ranking to the top financial centers, you need to have an excellent reputation by the financial professionals, by investors and so on. And to achieve this, you have to follow certain steps. So certain things are important. First, you need to have the right talent, the right professionals. You need to educate your professionals that you have experts in finance, in IT and so on. And this talent needs to be available because a financial institution needs that talent. Second, you should have an excellent infrastructure. This is not only about buildings, this is about data centers, this is about network connections for getting very fast financial data from other places, but it's about also public transportation, having a strong airport where it's easy to come in and go to the financial centers, having a very decent public transportation system so that you're not caught in traffic jams for ages. So many financial centers have invested a lot in the right infrastructure to make it easy for international investors to do business, but also for the domestic people to access a financial center. Then it's about regulation. It's about having the right legal system, to a certain extent also having the right tax system, so that there's enough trust that in kinds of dispute you can solve all kinds of dispute, and the regulatory framework is sound so that international investors are not afraid they will lose their money because something might happen which they haven't planned for. So having this sound regulatory framework is important. Then of course you want to attract financial institutions internationally, but you also want to build your own financial institutions. And the best way to doing so is helping startups in the financial industry, the so-called fintechs, to prosper, help private students from universities to start their own companies and to deliver financial services in a better ways than maybe banks or insurance companies are doing, and then becoming big and forming new parts of the financial industry. So at the World Alliance, many of our members invest a lot in those startups, providing capital and the right infrastructure for them. And our members in total, they stand for more than 20,000 fintech companies, so more than 20,000 startups. So this is something you want to do. And then you need to take some decisions how you want to operate. Some financial centers, some of our members, they are special economic zones. They're like a country in a country with different laws and different regulations. Prominent examples are, for instance, Dubai or Nur Sultan. So they have created a special environment which is maybe more attractive for international investors. But it's difficult then to serve the domestic investors, right? Because you have a special environment. Other financial centers, in particular the ones with a large population, they don't have anything special, but they operate in the legal and regulatory environment of the country. This is maybe also a good way how I would do it here in Tashkent. But you need to take that decision. But I can say maybe first of all you need to anyway take the decision by the government whether you let the financial center develop itself. You don't do anything, you just let it grow, or you want to play an active role and steer it and encourage certain things, build certain things, and so on. Of course, this is the first decision, and the second decision is then how you do it. So, and then last but not least, every financial center can grow as big as maybe London or New York and offer all kinds of financial services. This doesn't make sense, right? So a few places worldwide, they offer all kinds of financial services for global investors, but many financial centers, they specialize on topics where they're excellent in. So you better do 3-4 things you can do in a very excellent way instead of doing 20 things so from that point of view Many of our members have specialized on certain things, topics you need to decide on, but you need to choose wisely. So, topics like fintech, many doing, but there are also opportunities in Islamic finance. For instance, Malaysia is doing an excellent job. Some of the financial centers in the GCC also doing an excellent job in that respect. Sustainable finance. So you need to pick your topics in a way. And if you do all this very smart and then a few other things as well, then you move up, and then maybe step by step you arrive in the top 50, in the top 20 financial centers, and ultimately in the top 10. And if I look back over the last 20 years, some financial centers have achieved that from 0 to the top 20. Dubai is one of the cases which comes into my mind, but also Shanghai and others which were not existing in 2000 or just starting, and now among the top 20 or even top 10 financial centers. This is possible, and you don't need to be a country of 1 billion people for this, but you need to execute everything smart and pick your topics in a clever way.
Thank you. Doktor Biedermann, mana o'z tajribangizga tayangan holda aytadigan bo'lsangiz, aytaylik, xalqaro moliya markazi bor davlatlar va xalqaro moliya markazi yo'q davlatlar. Ular o'rtasida qandaydir farq bormi?
Yeah. First of all, I think almost each country has in a way a financial center. Normally this is the place where you can find the central bank and most of the domestic banks, right? So, but normally these financial centers have a domestic focus. They serve the domestic economy, and they do not think too much about international business. An international financial center, however, have a different focus. It will still serve the domestic economy, but in addition also on one hand try to attract international investors, international clients, and on the other hand help its own companies, the domestic users of financial services, to go abroad and do international business. So you help incoming players and you help outgoing players. So this is what is the role of the international financial center, and this of course adds to the complexity. It's of course more challenging to be an international financial center because you have to serve two different groups of clients. Domestic users of financial services who know the language, who know the law, everything very well, who know how to do business. But international users, maybe they don't know the country very well, they don't know how to do business very well, they don't know the law very well. You need to create trust for them. Trust that they will not lose their money easily, right? But they will have a fair chance to compete. They will get all the services they also get in their home country, right? So you need to do much more as an international financial center to serve those clients.
Okay, thank you. Doktor Biedermann, mana hozir O'zbekistonda har bir sohada juda ham katta bir islohotlar amalga oshirib borilmoqda va tashqi davlatlardan ham O'zbekistonga juda ko'p investorlar kirib kelmoqda. Aytingchi, sizni tajribangizdan kelib chiqqan holda O'zbekistonga yana biz xalqaro investorlarni jalb qilish uchun nimalarga e'tibor berishimiz kerak?
Let me start with the obvious. So investors are there to make money. They want to make money. They want to be profitable. You need to first and foremost provide business opportunities for them. And business opportunities for investors in the financial industry, they usually arise where there's economic growth. So first thing, you just have to continue what you're doing here, grow quickly, provide business opportunities for people to finance that growth, and then you're attractive for investors. But of course there's a little bit more. You need to also be predictable. So investors hate surprises. If you change the law tomorrow and it's not to their advantage, of course they're unhappy about this. So you need to have a predictable legal, regulatory, tax environment. Of course, sometimes there might be changes, but you should announce very early and offer something like grandfathering for the existing investors who came here under the assumption that a certain law or certain tax regime is there. If you, after 2 years, you stop it, you should give them a grace period, maybe another 4, 5, 6 years, where they can still get that tax benefit, right? So that they don't have a bad surprise. Because investors who make a negative experience will talk negatively about Uzbekistan, about Tashkent International Financial Center, and one negative investor with a negative experience will stop 10 others to come here, right? So you should give them a positive experience. You cannot make business for them, but you should have a sound, predictable environment which is attractive for them, that they love to come here and do their business and earn money. This is what they are for.
Okay, thank you. Dr. Biederman, I have a Blits questions. Agar moliya sohasini tanlamaganingizda qaysi sohani tanlagan bo'lardingiz?
This is I can give you a very easy answer. I'm a mathematician by education, and I also studied computer science. So I came from something else, and then I moved into the financial industry, and I like my work. There's so much you can do. Maybe I would like to do something in health, in other business, start a startup, which I've done before. But I think currently I'm quite happy in what I'm doing in financial services, helping financial centers to cooperate.
Okay. Doktor Biederman, bilamiz siz bir kunlik O'zbekistonga ijodiy safardasiz. Aytingchi, bir kunlik ijodiy safaringizda sizda yodda qoladigan biron bir taassurotli jarayonlar bo'ldimi?
This is very easy. Delicious food, of course. I feel like I gained 2 kilograms.
Doktor Biederman, investorga xos bo'lgan 3 ta sifatni sanab o'tsangiz.
First, investors need to be brave. They need to be quick in seeing opportunities and taking decisions.
Okay. Bright Uzbekistan loyihasi haqida fikringiz?
I've seen your magazine today for the first time, and I like the layout. It's very impressive how you address your target group. So I can only wish you all the best in further expanding your magazine in the region.
Thank you for interesting conversation.
Very nice.